that there will be additional teaching position which will add more opportunities for promotion among teachers. This include Teacher 4, Teacher 5, Teacher 6, Teacher 7, and MT 5. It is worthy to note that we have been working with DBM on this reform agenda, and in fact, both agencies agreed to elevate the revision of the system of career progression of teachers to the President. DepEd has already drafted an executive order to this effect. Nevertheless, an ongoing effort in Congress and in Senate is also being done with Senate bills authored by Senator Recto and Senator Revilla, and in Congress by Congressman Strike Revilla. The alignment of the career line with PPE stages is that it means the teacher would have to demonstrate the expected competency standards for them to be able to get promoted to the corresponding teacher promotion. The teacher progression also features a classification as the sole means of promotion. This means that a teacher need not to wait for natural vacancy to occur for them to get promoted to a higher position. As soon as the teachers possess and achieve the expected PPST indicators per teaching position, they could already apply for a classification. It minimizes the teacher to move to central schools just to get promoted, meaning through reclass, teachers can progress in their career while staying in schools near these residences. This again has been taken up with DBM already. In fact, we are submission of the draft of the drafting of the DBM DepEd joint circular for this purpose. The proposed career progression diverges at MT1 to classroom teaching and school administration career lines. This is to ensure that the specialized teachers and MTs and school heads come from a pool of highly proficient teachers. In this illustration, the teacher career diverges at Master Teacher 1, which means that the teacher is given a chance to choose between alternative career lines, the classroom teaching, and school administration. However, if a teacher would choose between these career lines and they are able to exhibit the professional standards for highly proficient teachers, they can go between these two career lines. In terms of function, teachers 1 to 7 should concentrate on the teaching learning process and development towards greater proficiency and possible leadership roles, while MTs and school heads should take on instructional supervision and leadership roles. It is necessary that our NAIAP and accredited teacher training service providers should plan and provide L&D interventions that target the expected competencies in career stages. The goal is to move teachers to the next career stage. So what happens to the head teacher? All other positions that are not in the master teacher and teacher nomenclature except for principal will be retitled into equivalent SGs in the single line career path. This is how single line career path and retitling of positions is proposed. By rationalizing into a single line career path, DepEd intends to avoid shifting to teaching and school administrative positions as in the current practice. This is to ensure that teachers' progression to higher positions are developmental and in accordance with Standards. On the choice of career path, take note that at the base of the career system are the teacher positions, teacher 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. A teacher may be promoted to MT1 position. He may choose to be promoted to MT2 or school principal position subject to applicable qualifications and competency requirement and assessment. A teacher pursuing for promotion to master teacher 2 shall continue upwards in the classroom teaching career line, while adopting a career as a school principal shall continue upwards in the school administration career line. Switching of career line from classroom teaching to school administration and vice versa shall be allowed, provided that the individual seeking changes in career line meets all the necessary qualifications and expected competencies of the position being applied for in the career line. As earlier mentioned, individual seeking change in career line meets all the necessary qualifications and, as expected, competencies of the position being applied for in the career line, thus embedding the PPST to the proposed reclassification policy. Now, given those opportunities for career advancement, let us compare the current and proposed progression for teachers. How do teachers really get promoted? So currently, our teachers are promoted by two different modes. The natural vacancy, which the teacher has to wait for vacancy due to resignation, retirement, or death, and the reclassification, which is currently based on credentialism rather than competency-based attainment of academic preparation levels and experience as well as training. Under this proposal, reclassification will be the sole means of promotion. No more natural vacancies, as waiting for a natural vacancy wastes teacher capacity to take on bigger roles in schools. Reclass will allow us and our teachers to maximize potential and capacity, and the teacher will no longer have to compete with one another. They will now have to compete with themselves. They only need to beat at their last performance. And teachers can also get promoted at their own pace based on their achievement of teaching standards. And finally, teachers need not transfer to central school just to get promoted. However, reclassification shall be redefined to align the progression to higher teaching position with the achievement of the PPST indicators. The current policy is based on proxy indicators of competencies and credentialism, such as educational attainment, training hours, and years of experience. The current system assumes that as soon as the teachers acquire higher education, training, and experience, they already embody the desired competencies worthy of promotion. The proposed reclass policy will be based on the achievement of professional standards. So let us try to go over the steps for promotion. As reflected, there is a set of qualification standards for every position to amplify that professional standards are achieved. To become eligible for reclassification, a teacher must satisfy the requirements as presented in the table based on defined career stages. And once teacher applicants meet the QS for the position, they must present their IPCRFs that showcase their proficiency in the indicators as appraised in their performance. And the table specifies the performance requirements for each position. In terms of the selection process, the reclassification criteria here as basis for the selection process is as well redefined. Upon identifying all the eligible applicants from step 1, which is the qualification standards, and step 2, which is on the submission of performance requirements, the eligible applicants shall undergo the selection process to be conducted by the Human Resource Merit Promotion and Selection Board in the school's division offices. The selection criteria is presented, and the HRMPSB shall rank the applicant based on the total score obtained and prepare a teacher for the competency reclassification list, which will then be submitted to DBM for approval subject to availability of funds. So, as you can see here, all qualified applicants who have been ranked shall be provided with the result of their scores as obtained, and as mentioned, it should be submitted to DBM. The HRMPSB shall submit to the budget officer the comparative assessment result for reclassification, and with the budget cut-off of the SDO applications who were not accommodated or which were not accommodated in the current fiscal year shall be prioritized in the next budget year. But where are we now in terms of this career progression proposal? In the career progression roadmap, we are still on policy framework, and we have already, as mentioned, drafted the executive order and submitted, even prepared DBM, DEP and Joint Circular, the Qualification Standards, and DEP and Reclass Policy, and onward to Phase 1 implementation for 2022. And to note as well that in the Phase 1 implementation, since the career progression is primarily anchored on PPST and RPMS, and since it requires a 3-year cycle for a teacher to complete the 37 indicators, it will therefore take at least 3 years to move from one career stage to another. And during this period, we'll be able to gauge whether the system is working and identify possible areas for intervention and improvement. And we also take this as an opportunity to study as well whether it would be wise to inject another major change in the system, drawing further focus on school heads. When adequate funding is provided to ensure that there is enough master teachers and bolster the number of master teachers that can provide enough instructional supervision, looking forward to having a 1:5 master teacher to teacher ratio, and the teachers can remain in the teaching career line while advancing in stature and compensation, and teachers and principals complement each other and given equal prestige and recognition. School principals come from the pool of highly proficient master teachers. The PPSH is integrated in the HR systems such as professional development and leadership programs, the RPMS, promotion and or reclassification, support and non-teaching positions are created in schools to relieve teachers and school heads of ancillary functions. Classroom teachers concentrate on teaching and learning process. Master teachers perform instructional supervision and technical assistance, and school principals concentrate on school management and operations. With all of that, we're looking at sulong ikakalidad with gurong ikakalidad, and we look forward to having the career progression really implemented and operationalized. With all of that, thank you very much. Once again, a pleasant day to all. Thank you.
on research, a teacher can be promoted to teacher 2 in a span of 10 to 15 years. This is very alarming. It gives us a message that many of our teachers are not actually taken care of well. Part of the human resource system that we have in DepEd is to take care and develop our teachers personally and professionally. Thus, with the conception of the career progression proposal, this gives our teacher an opportunity to develop themselves, since promotion this time is self-paced basis. That is why, as a school leader, I am very excited that this career progression proposal will be enacted and be implemented in the landscape of the Department of Education.
Now that the career progression policy is underway, providing for a classification as the sole means of promotion, and that teachers 4 to 7 and master teacher 5 items will be added, every senior high school teacher and every teacher in the Philippines will have the opportunity to get promoted at their own pace and time as soon as they gain the necessary qualifications and proficiency. I also remembered one teacher asking me this question, and I quote, "Sir, para saan ba ang RPMS PPST? Sana po matulungan niyo ako to visualize kung ano ang mangyayari sa amin 3 to 5 years from now after our performance is assessed every year. Then we could really appreciate the RPMS PPST even more." End of quote. I am now even more excited to tell the teacher that here it is. The career progression policy is one of the answers. By linking RPMS and PPST with career advancement, it would be a lot easier to motivate and encourage the teachers under my care to refine their teaching practices, maintain excellent performance, and develop themselves further.
I actually heard of this PPST-based career progression proposal for quite some time, and it rang a bell to me, as in, I felt the fresh wind of affirmation that wow, this is it, our gateway to deepen and sharpen quality teachers and quality leaders for quality education. You know, as an education leader, I always give premium to teacher quality, because I believe that quality students' learning is always contingent to quality teachers who are supported by quality leaders. This quality component is evidently embedded in this proposed policy. PPST, the Teacher Quality Framework, is integrated in the career progression to develop the desired professional practice for teachers that would result to improved learning outcomes, which is basically our ultimate aim in DepEd. I would say, therefore, that this is the best package, putting together both teacher welfare and quality teaching outputs into one. It promotes teacher welfare as it provides a wide range of additional teacher ranks, from the existing ones teacher 1 to 3 up to teacher 4 to 7, and master teacher 1 and 2 with master teacher 3 to 5. And since the career advancement is competency-based, teachers would really live up to what they are expected to know, be able to do, and value as they progress in their profession, yielding high-impact teaching expected of them as they get promoted. And because the sole means to promotion is reclassification or upgrading of one's own item, teachers need not to compete with others just to be promoted. And the notion for credentialism will be erased. Teachers can be promoted the moment they possess the qualification standards and demonstrate the required competencies for the career stage corresponding the position they're aiming for. So they don't need to get stuck and wait for natural vacancy just to be promoted.
Already heard about this career progression proposal. I am very excited and I am looking forward that this shall be approved soon. You see, I look forward that my good promotion that they deserve. If this proposal will be realized soon, I think as an educational leader, I believe that this shall encourage our teachers to strive better. This will inspire them to teach and to touch the lives of their learners. Their career advancement will now be self-paced, will allow our teachers to work for their own qualification. Then this would mean that only the qualified and competent teachers shall be promoted because we shall work on their own qualification.
We have known about the career progression proposal of our department for quite some time already. It is, in fact, our inspiration behind the No Teacher One Should Remain Teacher One program of this island division of Catanduanes, which we started this year through the available opportunity we have, the equivalence records form, and the reclassification of position. I see career prog not only as a perfect leverage to the current system of promotion we have, but more so as the permanent reform agendum in our educational system that will incentivize high and improved performance of our teachers aligned with the requirements of the proficiency and competency standards of our country. And this, therefore, will add fuel to the drive towards quality teaching and, of course, equated to quality learning. I'm sure that with the implementation of the career progression, we will see the spark of hope and faith of teachers in the prospect of moving up the track of their career in our organization without having to wait for vacancy in the schools and without having to compete with everybody seeking for the same post. Besides considering their choice for career opportunities within the career paths of DepEd seamlessly. We have long been keeping our excitement for this, and I can't wait to see the unboxing of this package of opportunities for our frontliners in the schools, our dear teachers.